The safety of Saskatoon streets is on the minds of residents and politicians. In fact, even though the civic election is months away in November, candidates are already clashing over what needs to be done to make the city safer. Pratush Dayal reports.
This shelter in the Fairhaven neighbourhood has been at the centre of ongoing controversy, and now it's an election issue.
When we talk about safe streets, we talk about smart spending.
Mayoral candidate Gordon Wyant has released his election platform, and moving this shelter out of Fairhaven is a top priority.
We really think that there needs to be a location for the shelter that's close to services and yet doesn't negatively impact residential areas. But we have industrial areas in Saskatoon, and a lot of people have suggested that perhaps an industrial location in Saskatoon is more appropriate for a shelter.
To think that somehow...
Cynthia Block says Wyant is off base. As a former provincial minister, she says he should know housing doesn't belong in industrial areas.
But every jurisdiction understands that you must place sheltering of people who are unhoused in areas where there's transit and where they have access to social services. So I don't know how we do that in the North Industrial area.
Putting 106 beds when the model that was used to do that was failing downtown.
Candidate Kerry Tarasov says industrial areas can work if they are purpose-built correctly.
We need to start doing things once, creating things that we can reuse, and then if we need to reconfigure, we do so. And a modular setup, I've talked to experts about it, and they have no problem being able to make these things.
We need to close it down.
The most recent candidate for mayor, Don Atchison, says Fairhaven Shelter needs to shut the doors entirely. He says the recovery centres should be the priority.
Homeless shelters shouldn't be anywhere in Saskatoon. They shouldn't be in any neighbourhood. They shouldn't be in industrial areas at all.
Atchison won't reveal the rest of his platform yet, saying others might copy it. So residents will have to wait until next month before they start pondering their options for mayor. The election will take place on November 13th. Pratush Dayal, CBC News, Saskatoon.